Here's what I like about ExpressVPN. I like, as you know, I didn't tell you, but it's time to start the podcast. Damn it.
Oh, let me give you a quick recap. Also, Gavin was here early.
What are you talking about?
You were here early this time.
Oh, Nick. I love it. Picking up where Eric left off.
Did Eric tell you to keep up the bullshit?
No, but this time I actually saw it flip from 59 to 3.
Does it infuriate you, Gavin, that everyone else's clock is wrong? You know how, like, people say if you're wrong about something and everyone else, like, if you have an opinion and everyone else has the opposite, maybe you're wrong? How does it feel to be the reverse?
How do I have a GPS satellite clock that's wrong? I just don't. How does that I mean, you might be right. I might need to reevaluate the crystal of this clock.
I think we need to get a second GPS satellite clock in the wild. I think we need one of us to get one.
All right, I'm going to build a second one, and I'll put it directly
How
on top.
tough is it to build?
Let's all build one.
I can build one.
Do you have to solder anything?
Yeah.
I'm out.
What, you have to solder?
You have to solder, and if you're me, you have to desolder as well.
Can I just Amazon something that's already made? Hey, Nick, do you want to do the intro thing? You're supposed to tell us what
Oh, yeah. So last time we talked about OG names, Hangman, new strategies, Zoltar changing a tire, TV changes, the national anthem high school song, sponsoring a high school, the school uniform store at the mall, buying a work shirt, fake work, a.k.a. furking, marathon hiding crisps, and recreating an old photo.
Bunch of grown men just talking about new strategies and sponsoring high schools.
Should we kick it off?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, that's my part. I'll do that. Hello and welcome to another episode of the KFace podcast. My name is Geoff Ramsey. Folks around these parts call me T-Bone. You can too. And we've assembled a colorful cast of characters for you today. We've got this guy from England. They call him over there. They call him Whoop Scoop. I think we've got a Canadian provocateur. He goes by the name of Johnny Caviar. Watch your wives and girlfriends around Johnny Caviar. That mustache is twisted. And we got a bog standard regular guy. We just call him Nick. And usually there's this tiny little gooch of a man named Eric, but he wasn't here this week. So
a little goosh.
We're going gooshless for one episode, unfortunately. And that's it. And now we are going to entertain you with our comedic musings. Go.
What color is T-Bone?
What color is T-Bone?
Well, Geoff said we have a cast of, like, a colorful cast of characters.
Colorful characters? Red?
Red? You think T-Bone's red? I was thinking
like a cartoon T-Bone, right? They're fucking like Bugs Bunny T-Bone. They're red.
Yeah, like a Tom and Jerry.
Like a Tom and Jerry.
Is medium rare a color?
Yeah.
Okay. I just never, like, I've only heard it in a steak context. I've never seen anyone be like, my walls are painted medium rare.
I mean, that might be a quirky, like, paint can name. Because, like, nothing's ever, like, dark gray. It's always, like, cracked pepper or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Winter Storm Pepper. Husky Pepper. I like Husky Pepper.
Husky Pepper.
I like a little Husky Pepper. I want a little Husky Pepper on my salad, if I'm being honest. That sounds delicious.
This is the cartoon representation of me. This is what T-Bone. This is what I think of when I think of T-Bone.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's like a T-bone steak with like legs and like it's jacked. He's got muscles.
Yeah, he's flexing his muscles. Yeah, he's got that perfect V shape.
That's the thumbnail, isn't it? That's great.
That's a great thumbnail.
I don't know what Whoop Scoop would look like.
Oh my god, dude! I just saw another image. I searched for T-Bone cartoon. I don't know why this one came up, but here was next to it. Maybe this is not our intro.
So we got the flexing T-Bone, and what's the next? Oh, that's just a man with no skin on his face. Oh, he's got
Bryan
bacon.
Cranston.
It's a Brian. Okay, so
he's got no
Bryan
face.
Cranston.
That's Bryan Cranston.
Yeah. He's got bacon lips. He's got eyes for eyes. Eyes for eyes. Eggs for eyes. Jesus Christ. Eyes for eyes. He's got those eyes.
The name of this file is T-Bone Steak Meat Ham. So I guess the ham in that man is the meat in that man is ham.
I think you should show up at Halloween next year, Geoff, as the first one. I think that's an outfit you could do. Just slip in like a mascot uniform.
Oh, next, put a picture of the Whoop Scoop.
It's a kitty litter scoop.
It's just a kitty litter scoop.
Yeah, give it like whoop. Gotta pick that up.
I'm not a fan.
Kitty make a stinky.
I'll be Whoop Tone.
Is that Kitty make a stinky? Is such a shitty catchphrase for Whoop Scoop.
Kitty make a
Shows up-
stinky?
Yeah.
Whoop Scoop.
Oh, your kitty make a stinky? Have no fear. Whoop Scoop is here. It's terrible.
great.
Man, so many of my notes this week are about Eric's bullshit, so I think we'll save that for next time.
That's
You've
great.
got a lot of notes about Eric's bullshit. He's not
Well, I
even-
got a couple of Eric notes. But yeah, he needs to be around. We got no Eric this week.
I got a life hack.
Oh, let's
I
hear
got an
it.
exciting life hack. So
Oh,
I've been.
can't wait.
This is a continuation of a problem we had in the past, and I think I've really innovated here. We talked about before my great AirPod debacle. I found the AirPods in the egg.
You were
You know-
trying to charge him in an egg.
Yeah, well, I wasn't trying to charge them in the egg. I found them in an eggshell. Then I was looking for the charger, and I found the charger, but I don't know where the cable is. I don't have a cable to charge it.
I actually have a question I didn't ask you last time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you only use them once?
I think I used them for 10 days, would be my guess.
Mm.
I got them as a Christmas gift from someone, used them for 10 days, and then just stopped using them. I think they died, and I just never charged them again.
I have a follow-up question to that, but it'll come after you explain what you're explaining.
So I haven't been able to find the cable. They've been dead next to my nightstand for several days. I just have given up hope on them. But it was loud one evening. My partner was watching TikToks. I was trying to go to sleep. I didn't want to ruin their entertainment. So I thought, oh, it'd be so nice if my fucking AirPods would work and I could listen to something. And I thought, well, wait a second. I don't need to listen. They're earplugs. So I've been using them as earplugs recently, and I've been having a great time. I lay down, pop them in my ears, blocks out the sound. Kind of honestly, there's a little bit of a sound that comes with them in your ears that's calming. And I fall asleep every night with them in my ears right now.
What do you mean there's sound
Great
that comes
earplugs.
from them in your ears?
There's like a shh.
He's hearing the ocean like when he puts his ear to a
Yeah,
to a shell at the
exactly.
beach.
That is
Yeah.
exactly what it is. It's like a very light oceany when you do the ear thing.
So you've got $200 earplugs?
Well, I didn't spend the money in that way. I'm just saying it's a life hack. If you need to block out sound, but they're not charged, they still work as things you can put in your ears.
Here's an even better life hack: charge them and then use the noise canceling, and it works
Yeah.
even better.
Well, I'd love the cable. I still need to find the cable. Maybe one day we'll get there. But if you don't have a cable, if you're in my scenario in which you just have dead AirPods, just use them as earplugs. Still great.
Here's my question, and it ties
Okay.
directly to these AirPods. And Gavin, your AirPods as well, I assume. I had one of those moments recently where I realized I think I've been doing something dumb for a really long time, and maybe everybody else figured this out. Andrew's given me hope that not everybody's figured this out. But I love my daughter. She's the best.
Yeah.
But she's really, really, really bad on Xbox headsets. Like, she has this ability to break Xbox headsets like nobody's business. I've probably bought her or scavenged from work probably 25 over the course of the time that it's just brutal, right? It's become like a joke. So I won't buy them for her anymore. And what eventually happens is hers will break, and then she'll borrow mine, and then I can't find mine anymore, and then mine will break. Anyway, so I'm at a point now where Diablo 4 came out. If you're not a gamer, that's a popular video game. And Millie and I wanted to start playing Diablo together over Xbox Live. And I realized I didn't have my Xbox headset around. And she was like, just use your AirPods and the Xbox app. And I went, oh, can we do that? And I loaded up the Xbox app on my phone, and I just plugged in my AirPods. And now I've been using that for all of my party chat. And I thought, this is so fucking convenient. It's either brilliant or something that everybody's been doing for about 7 years and that I just clued into.
I think I've known about it, but I've never done it.
Yeah, I think that's exactly where.
So great.
Why don't I do that? I'm always
I don't know.
rummaging
It's
for a-
brilliant, dude. When there's no cables, you're not like getting excited and unplugging the thing and then trying to fucking plug it back in so you can finish the conversation you were having, which I do at least 10 times a session. Like, it's so fucking awesome. And I don't know why it never crossed my mind that was a feature that I could be taking advantage of. And I feel just dumb that I haven't been doing it.
Have you been playing Diablo?
Yeah, we've been playing a little bit. I mean, about as much as we play. We'll play for like an hour at a time, maybe twice, 3 times a week.
What do you think of it?
It's Diablo. I don't know. I mean, I like it. Am I not supposed to like it? Do you not like it?
No, I have an issue with it, and I don't know if it's just I'm playing wrong. It takes me 30,000 button presses to kill any boss, and my hands get really sore. And I have a squishy character. I don't understand. I feel like I'm playing the game wrong because it's impossible. I think for most, like, I just don't get it. I don't understand how people are having fun.
I definitely have to press a lot of buttons, but I think it's because I'm doing something in a purposefully dumb way. I'm leveling up my character where I only picked one attack. I only have one attack. And then every time I level, I just level up a passive ability.
That's great.
So I'm just going to see how far into the game I can get with the one X attack that I was initially given when I started the game. And then just everything else I level is passive.
That's fantastic.
Nick says, when do you get to use the long thumbsticks? Think it would help more in Diablo 4. I have an update.
Would it help? Oh, what's the update?
Oh
my God.
It's going to deliver on my birthday.
On Jeff's birthday.
Oh,
that's awesome.
I got to keep my eyes open.
Are you going to be in?
What do you mean?
Are you? Never mind.
Going to be home to receive the package.
Will I be? Why wouldn't I be?
I think he just wants
Why would I?
He might have gone out.
The whole day on Jeff's birthday? No, I stay home for Jeff's birthday. I get myself a cake. I throw a little party.
Shut up.
Every year. It's my yearly tradition. What are you doing for Jeff's birthday, Gavin?
Hanging out.
Hanging out? Yeah. Your place? Where are you going? You're going to Jeff's place?
We're going somewhere.
Oh.
We're taking a little trip.
You're doing something. You're doing. Yeah. Oh, you're going. Okay.
We're leaving tomorrow morning. I mean, I don't know what Gavin's travel schedule is, but we're going to go up to Dallas for the weekend, and we're going to go to medieval times.
You're going to medieval times?
I will say it's a way less convenient birthday than mine was, but I'll be there.
Yeah, it's incredibly. And by the way, I didn't pick it. Emily was like, you want to go to town for your birthday? And I was like, yeah. She was like, let's just do. She wanted to go to Vegas, and I was like trying to save money for the wedding and stuff. And so she was like, why don't we just drive up to Dallas for the weekend and do Dallas shit? And I was like, yeah, okay. And then she's like, do you want your friends to come? And I thought, no, it would be inconvenient for them to come out of town. And she goes, they'll be happy to do it. And I thought, okay, well, let's find
it's out. Both. I'm happy to do it. It's inconvenient. I'll be there.
We're gonna go to the horse races too. I'm excited.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Is it staged horse racing for medieval times? Like, what type of horse racing?
No, there's separate events.
Okay.
There's a horse track and a medieval times. Those are just the two things we're doing.
Were you asking if it's staged?
I thought medieval times was doing horse
racing. Like it's wrestling? Like they tell which horse to do what?
Well, yeah, I feel like the only time I've seen medieval times is in movies where they do like the fake fights with the Harlem Globetrotters of knife fights type thing.
Yeah, it's like this is a guy in the back. Tell the Percheron to take a dive in the third leg.
Yeah, it is difficult. Yeah, with horses, I don't know how that'd work.
Suddenly, the Bruce Willis of horses is jumping out of a window.
Yeah. Tell Rainbow Connection he needs to slow down in the third act. Okay, the third turn. He cannot win. That's fun. That's great. I need to adjust some of my stuff then. You're going to be in Dallas.
Yeah, just tomorrow and Saturday. I think I'll be home Saturday or Sunday.
Oh, okay. When is your birthday? It's Tuesday.
Monday. It's not till next
Monday.
It's the day you're getting your big controller sticks, buddy.
Ah, shit. I'm going to be out that day.
No, that's the day you stay home and bake a cake and celebrate.
No, I'm gonna have to chase down the fucking chip order. We're getting chips. Eric hasn't sent me the forward email, but we're getting sent those. I'm concerned about some of you guys' chip choices and the fact that he had to order like 40 bag bundles for me. So I'm just gonna have so many potentially terrible chips.
I mean, if they're from my list, you're in for a treat.
Same. No, we're picking the best of the best.
Yeah, these are the top. I talked about this last time. I really struggled. So many are good.
Same.
I can't believe you didn't put Build a Snack on your list. I was very
the old Transformer snack. It's just not like it's not top tier. It's probably B tier if I was doing this. And I've just gone for A.
It is a gimmicky snack.
Unfortunately for Gavin, all my chips are S tier.
Oh, right. There's S above A. Oh, shit. That's a good point. I feel like
we're trying to speedrun Resident Evil 7.
I feel like we've been at it recently in terms of logistics. Like we've got ships moving across the world. We've got thumbsticks. Stuff's getting ordered. Stuff's getting delivered. A bunch of stuff. Like we did the porta potty thing yesterday.
Dude, we filmed three
yeah.
pieces of supplemental content yesterday. And I'm really excited about it too, because we had that run where we were releasing supplemental content, like I think we did like 5 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
And then we kind of ran through it all. Although I just realized we're releasing the Blindside episode
Mr.
1.
Belvedere.
Have you guys been looking at your work calendar and laughing like every time you come across it? Because it has killed me several times.
I watched it today. Oh man.
Oh, that's great. I might do that. Just in my calendar, Blindside AIDS first, 7 to 8 a.m. every time I see it. Makes me laugh. Blindside AIDS public the next day, 7 to 8 a.m. It's not a fun Blindside.
We're not calling it Blindside AIDS, are we? Is that what?
I don't know what we're calling
That's
it.
probably internal.
Oh, okay. I mean, it definitely helped. We definitely know what that is.
I think that, and I meant to run this by you guys, I think it would be fun if whoever conducted the Blindside gets to name whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think
That's
that's the because we're trying to figure
Mine
out
is
how to
going to be
name
called
it.
A Very Special Blindside.
A very special Blindside, because I like the idea of like us releasing. So we were talking about like what, and not to spoil a sausage talk, but we had kind of a conversation about what is and isn't in the face umbrella as far as shows go. And I've been thinking about that quite a bit since we had that talk. I like the idea of us releasing like a 20-minute thing only about lenses, like like specifically about lenses. And anyone who saw on the schedule would be like, that's the Blindside. They're definitely throwing a Blindside there. Like we could blindside the audience by just making content that they would not necessarily anticipate as our content. I think there's avenues to explore in that way.
What if we all are tasked with a 10-minute solo podcast about lenses?
That sounds great. I'll gladly do 2 or 10
You've
minutes.
also inadvertently just given me an idea for a whole different Blindside direction.
Oh shit!
Maybe next time. I have number 2 in the can. My number 2 in the can, but you just gave me number 3.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how annoyed Eric would be if we told him that this was a Blindside recording? We didn't do an episode.
Like we didn't make one. We just did a
We
Blindside.
didn't make one. We just did a
Oh shit!
Blindside.
I didn't even. Is this episode 161? I didn't even say it.
Oh yeah.
Is that
Am I
right, Nick?
recording?
That's right.
Okay, 160. Are you in the mask?
No, I'm not in the mask.
Oh,
No,
God damn it! Did I just blow my ass?
No,
No.
next year.
You can't start
That's
until
next year. That's next year. That's
2024.
next year. That's
He's
next year.
already
All right.
won.
All right. I didn't know if you might have been practicing.
Hey,
I have a-
by.
I have a theory,
Okay.
and because of that, I have a clip.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh,
These have
I'm excited
typically
about
been
this.
against me, but recently not. So I'm excited about this clip.
Gavin clips are always entertaining.
My theory is this: whoever edits is reusing projects, and you may have noticed that in a previous episode, Andrew hit us with Johnny Caviar about 44 minutes into an episode. Check this out.
Bird chirp. Oh,
Here, listen to it.
I'm playing it. You.
We all remember that.
You got caviar. That was great.
Now, interestingly, when I was proofing the next episode, at exactly 44 minutes,
But what I did find, which isn't exactly a movie prop, but it's Congrman related, is I found on eBay.
now I think we have some bleed over. I think someone,
So somebody deleted the track but left that.
either Nick or Kelly has just plopped the next week's episode into a track, but all the additional farts are still on there. I mean, obviously that's why we proof, isn't it? That's what we look out for. But I'll be honest, when I was proofing that earlier today, and I was emptying the dishwasher, it scared the shit out of me. I didn't know what was happening.
I almost want to leave. Did you think it was a ghost fart?
I was like, what's happened? Have my AirPods paired to something else?
How long did it take you to realize it was the previous fart?
Well, I just rewound it and it happened again. So I was like, oh, it's baked in. But I was very shocked and very confused.
Do you think that fart should just be at 44 minutes for every episode from here on out?
No, it shouldn't.
I love the fact that it just infected future episodes. It just blasted through time into the next episode.
How about this?
He farted on 2 episodes.
It was such a stealth fart. It made it to the next one.
You farted your way into every recording going forward.
Johnny Caviar has much greater reach than I thought.
Staying power clearly with Johnny Caviar.
I mean, I don't think we should. I think we should cut it. But it will live on. It will live on in this episode as that clip.
What if once a year Nick gets to try to... I love these once a year things. What if once a year Nick gets to try to slip it past us at 44 minutes? And if he does, the first person who lets us know wins like a free t-shirt or something.
Oh, it's just like testing whether we're proofing or not?
Yeah.
I think that's
every
great.
once in a while Nick will try to slip that fart in.
Yeah, I mean,
Nick,
I
if you want, I
immediately...
can give you more material, whatever you need. Just let me know. I can give you a new one. We're not restricted.
I love Johnny Caviar's voice. It's slightly different.
Yeah.
It's a little more aggressive.
It's a little bit more aggressive, a little bit further
confident.
east.
Yeah, it's a little east, a little confident. Yeah.
I was wondering, because immediately you start, like, within a span of like 3 seconds, I'm thinking like, oh, did my AirPods go to my iPad or something? Or like, did Andrew actually fart into the mic again and we just didn't notice? You're just immediately thinking of all this stuff. But it was, it was just the same exact fart.
You know what would have solved that problem? Your AirPods? If they were dead, you're using them as earplugs. It would have been an issue. Problem solved. Way better solution.
So, Nick or Kelly?
That would be Kelly. I assume she.
Nick
together.
throwing Kelly under the
right
bus.
under the bus.
Jeez.
Well, you know what? He did it in a good way, though. He said, I assume. He gave some wiggle room.
Much like
Nick just threw Kelly under the bus like he threw that dragon fruit yesterday.
Did the dragon fruit? Was it a good one? How did the dragon fruit? So you guys filmed. We should just loop back on this. I sadly missed this. It's a weird thing where it's like, oh, I wish I could be there, but it also makes me so happy knowing these things are happening. You guys were testing the most throwable fruit.
Yeah, we did.
One of the things
we filmed 3 supplemental pieces yesterday. We filmed Sausage Talk episode 3, which it includes a lot of literal talk about sausage at the beginning until Eric shut us up, which I was bummed out because I thought we were really I thought we were really cranking on a direction there. I want to get back to that someday. It's also a very dry talk about merch and how shows get made and pitched. Then we went to the grocery store together, which by the way, this is now the 3rd time I've gone to the grocery store with Facers for Face. And I got to say, Face field trips to the grocery store are just a lot of fun.
They're great.
Any excuse we have to shop together. Anyway, so we picked out our fruit and then we had our fruit throw-in contest. And then after that, we attempted to do the thing that Eric definitely did not want to do. And I got to be honest with you, I understand why now. We opened up the surströmming in the porta potty and tested my nose flaps.
So we won't talk about the results because I want to edit those videos and then Andrew's going to react, right? Is that the plan?
Yeah, Andrew needs to see.
I figured it would be like the beanhole thing where you showed me like a clip on the show and as like a tease for the videos coming.
Maybe I'll do that next time Eric's back.
It sounds great.
It was a great, very sweaty day. I actually whipped out Stuart for maybe 35 seconds at HEB.
I met Stuart.
Eric was extremely unhappy.
Yeah, that checks.
Eric immediately was like, "Get away from me! I got to get away from this guy." He did not like Stuart, and Stuart clearly liked him.
All I did was just sort of like knock into some hanging avocado bags, and then instead of pulling one bag to like weigh loose veg, I pulled like 2 or 3, and Eric was just like, "This sucks," and he just tried to get away from me. I didn't do anything else. I just started like standing next to him and like lifting up my hands and looking at stuff, and he was like, "Oh," I didn't even have to do anything. I was just getting too excited, and I ended up like not even picking anything else up. It was just his reaction was what made it.
Stuart is clearly his nails on a chalkboard. It was great to watch.
We should try. We didn't film in that just because it's like in public. And
well, I
tried to film.
I tried to film.
Oh, you did? Did you get any?
Now, remember, I didn't hit the button. I thought I filmed. I thought I filmed like the first 3 minutes, and I didn't.
Jeff did. He did like this nice intro. He was panning across us. He was asking us questions, and about a minute into that, he's like, "Oh, I wasn't recording."
Oh no! I wish it would have been like the reverse Bronson, like the Action Bronson scenario again, where all you have is footage of you guys walking out of the store.
That would be nice. It'd be nice to have any footage.
I handed off my phone to help us film the throwing. I handed it off to Jack, and then I handed it off to Eric at one point during the strumming. And I don't know who's responsible, but I have like 22-second clips of just pink and purple.
That's got to be Jack, right? That seems like that's like a Jack thing.
Yeah, I'll put that in just for the audience so they can see in the video version. But yeah, it's just a complete
mess.
Weird mess.
Have you looked at the clips?
Let me look at one.
We haven't looked at them? You just have been like,
this one's 12 seconds.
I bet it's just 12 seconds of Jack's dick.
Jesus.
Do they have sound?
Imagine if it was my 44-second fart.
That'd be amazing if we could get that on his phone.
Yeah, I think it's Jack's pocket.
Do you think Jack just recorded like
I told you it was his
videos
dick.
in his
I was
pocket?
right.
It's just hitting stop and start randomly in his pocket.
Yeah, he must have.
Yeah, it's great.
He was probably getting and losing an erection over and over again. And it was just talking.
Was he wearing pink or purple shorts?
He was.
I have to look at. There has to be a photo or video.
What was he wearing? He was wearing shorts.
We can figure this out.
He had a T-shirt.
This is a case that can be
on.
solved.
Probably blue or green or brown or maybe it was.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my camera roll.
That's a lot of pocket. It appears. No spoilers. I was asked to pick a fruit. I said dragon fruit. Maybe just like, could you give me a noise and how it went? Should I be happy about it? Did it go well?
No, dude, we're not going to give you any kind of information because it'll. I don't want to color your opinion of the video. We want you to see it for the first time.
Listen, I'm already a colorful character. I could use some more color. It's not going to hurt.
I mean, how do you think a dragon fruit went?
Well, I picked it, so I thought it would go pretty well, and then I looked at photos later, and I thought that feels like it could really go. It might be too heavy. That's the concern in my head.
What I will say is that I've never in a single day eaten so much off the floor.
Yeah, we made every effort to save as much. We didn't want to spoil food.
I didn't have lunch.
Nick and I decided we were going to eat all the fruit, and we did our damnedest. Some fruit explodes faster than other fruit. I will say that.
Now I need to, in the context of eating, there was a discussion about Nick possibly eating some of the fish stuff.
The surströmming?
The surströmming, yeah. Did that occur?
Do you want to know if it occurred?
Well, I don't know if that's
I'd say it's down to Nick.
There was an attempt.
Okay, that's good. That's all I need to know. I just need to know if it's there. I don't need to. In my head, he took a bite of it and said, "It's better than cucumber," and then just continued to munch away. Like, at least it's not that. So I'm glad. I'm excited to see. This is going to be great video content.
I will say, in the moment, I think Nick, in the moment of truth, I think Nick questioned a lot of Nick's life choices leading up to that point.
Oh, this is
without giving any spoilers. I think I saw a lot flash across his face.
I was corrected by someone in the comment leaver who said icing on the cake and the cherry on top aren't about cakes. Only icing on the cake is about a cake. Cherry on top is about ice cream. Yeah,
like ice cream sundae, probably.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense because I don't think I've ever seen just a single cherry on the top of a cake.
No.
So that's they're like just two separate.
There's definitely singular cherry zones though. Like I'm thinking like a deep forest. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I'm still sick. Black forest cake. I feel like there's you get whipped cream right on top and there's little individual cherries and different clusters of it.
Okay.
So multiple cherries on top, but you got cherry zones. You got singular cherry zones.
Are you a cherry guy?
I can be. I don't think I'm going for cherries all that often, but if there's a bowl, I'll indulge.
Wasn't the cake in Portal a cherry cake?
I think it was.
Oh.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And also, like, I guess it depends. The cherry on top could be the last cherry. Putting it on top? I think it could be a cake. I think it could be a Black Forest cake. Are those cherries?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
No, they're cherries.
Are they?
Yeah, I'm looking all over the internet.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's clear cherry zones on top of the portal cake. Singular cherry zones. As we know in my blankets, I'm a big zone guy. I've gone into zone coverage.
Are you still doing
It's
zones?
applied to my... I'm still doing zones. Yeah, I had a moment the other day where I did laundry and I forgot to put one of the towels away and I stretched my foot out and I felt a little towel and I was like, ooh, that was unexpected. That was nice.
Wait, so there's just a towel hidden in the bed?
It was at the foot of the bed. Yeah, it was like laid out on the bottom of the bed and I didn't know it was there. And I stretched out and I felt that my toe hit it. I was like, what's that? Oh, okay.
Do you put
exciting.
towels on the bed? I feel like just
Well, I brought
makes
in
the bed
all of the stuff that I cleaned. It was like clothes and towels and all that stuff. And I put on the bed
Oh.
and then I folded it all on the bed and then I moved them to different areas and I just missed one of the towels.
You do a lot in the bedroom. You get a lot done.
Well, I was transferring stuff. I don't know what that means. What do you mean?
When you're in the lab, is that in the bedroom or the kitchen?
Well, it depends on what the project is.
Okay.
So you
The
have
lab
multiple
is-
labs.
Yeah, the lab is wherever you're putting the work in.
Interesting. Where would you say you put the most work in?
Where do I put the most work in? Probably. Well, my office is also like in my bedroom, so probably my bedroom. I'd say the lab is the bedroom.
When you go to your office, even though it's in your bedroom, are you mentally leaving your bedroom and like clocking in a different space, even though it's physically situated in the room?
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
like,
definitely.
don't talk to me. I'm in my office now.
Yeah.
This is office time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I can't sleep. You know, sometimes I might want to relax and sit at my desk chair and my feet can reach the bed. I can't sleep like that though. I get comfortable like that, but it just feels weird having my feet in my comfort zone, my upper half, in my
In your business
my work
zone.
zone. Yeah, the business zone. Exactly.
Yeah, and you got to be respectful to your business space too. You don't want to be napping
do.
and lounging around there.
And we're doing blindside aids over here. Okay, this is serious business. We're not joking around. This business zone.
Have you ever been absolutely bollocked by someone, but you didn't really know why they were angry?
I don't know. First of all, you need to explain the first part.
Yeah.
Like told off, given a real bloody shouting at.
Oh yeah, every day in the army.
Oh yeah, that's a
I would
great-
just get yelled at by strangers that were higher ranked than me for like no reason. Just like if somebody saw, like the way the army works, if somebody is having a bad day and they see you and you're a lesser rank than them, then they have every right and inclination to just destroy you to make themselves feel better for no reason.
Did pretty much everyone do that?
Yeah.
Or there's some people who are nice?
No, I mean, there's exceptions to every rule. There are nice people for sure, but there were way more dickheads than nice people.
Today's episode is sponsored by PayPal Honey, the easy way to save on shopping on your iPhone or computer. Man, with inflation, everything is so expensive now. Like chips are $5 to $6 a bag. It's ridiculous. Eggs are insane. And with all these high prices, it makes finding a deal even more important, or at least that's the case for me. And thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. How it works is imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. When you check out, the Honey button appears and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site. If Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop. I use Honey and it is so easy to set up. It's convenient. I've saved money on technology, clothing, food, all sorts of stuff. And it's just good to know that if I'm shopping somewhere, I know I'm going to get a coupon if there's one available. But did you know that Honey doesn't just work on desktop? It works on your iPhone too. Just activate on Safari on your phone and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. Get PayPal Honey for free at joinhoney.com/face. That's joinhoney.com/face. The best way to learn language is through immersion, living where the language is spoken natively and using it every day. But that's not possible for everyone. So what's the second best way to learn a language? Babbel. Because with Babbel, you can start speaking a new language in just 3 weeks. This summer, you can start speaking a new language with Babbel. Why Babbel? Because it works. Instead of paying hundreds of dollars for a private tutor or fooling yourself with language apps that are little more than games, Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons are designed by over 150 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Babbel's designed by real people for real conversations. All of Babbel's tips and tools for learning a new language are approachable, accessible, rooted in real-life situations, and delivered with conversation-based teaching. And with Babbel's convenient courses, they help you learn real-life conversation skills. It's so easy to pick up on how to order food, ask for directions, speak to merchants, without having to consult language apps while on vacation. Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you to improve your pronunciation and accent. Studies from Yale, Michigan State University, and others continue to prove Babbel is better. For instance, one study found that using Babbel for 15 hours is the equivalent to a full semester at college. With over 10 million subscriptions sold, Babbel is real language learning for real conversations. Here's a special, limited-time deal for our listeners to get you started right now. Get 55% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/face. Get 55% off at babbel.com/face. That's BABBEL.com/face. Rules and restrictions may apply. Take on the sun with gear built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered for the warm weather ahead with premium polarized shades at an affordable price. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product that's just as good as any expensive pair we've worn. Durable frames and extremely clear optics for outdoor adventures. And that's not all. Shady Rays offers the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost and broken replacements. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after you purchase. Together with their customers, Shady Rays is providing much needed support to nonprofit partners across the U.S. through Shady Rays Impact. From building play sets for pediatric cancer patients to providing young adults with MS the outdoor adventure of a lifetime, Shady Rays is making an impact in your community and others like it now and for years to come. If you don't love your Shady Rays, exchange for a new pair or return them for free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop. Their team always has your back. Shady Rays Independence Day sale is live right now. Go to shadyrays.com and get up to 50% off single pairs of sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
I remember being in a shop. This is where when I was maybe 5 or 6, and I was shopping with my mum in Tame, where I grew up. And there was this like little home furniture shop called Cargo, and a very boring shop for a 6-year-old. And I was in there, and I realized that there was this thing by the door, and every time someone walked in, there was a tiny little like 7-segment display number written on it, or display. So it was like every time someone like crossed the beam, the number went up 1. And I assume they were just like counting people coming in and out every day. Mm-hmm. But I just noticed it because I was just staring at the wall and like just waiting to leave. And I noticed that the tiny little number by the ground was just going up every time someone walked in. So I was like, oh, how does that work? And I just put my hand over it and it went up, and I just kept waving my hand in front of it to the point where I probably made the number go up by like 100 times. And then the guy who owned or like worked in there walked up to me and he just goes, "Oh, you little shit!" Like right in my face. And I think I cried.
Oh no!
Because I didn't know what I was doing was wrong, but I was messing up his numbers.
How old were you?
Oh man!
I'm probably 6.
And you cried in front of him?
Yeah, he just made me cry.
Did he apologize, or what did he do?
He yelled in my face. No, he didn't. I think I ran off. I went and found my mum and just sort of stood by her quietly until we left.
Oh no.
But I think that was like the first time I remember being like really like upset by someone, but having absolutely no idea that what I was doing was wrong. Because you know as a kid, like when you're dicking around, you sometimes deserve a good bollocking. But that was the first one where I was like, oh, what did I do?
Wasn't that was such a great age to be? Like when your mom would take you to we touched on this a little bit, maybe in the mall draft or talking about malls in general, but like your mom would take you to a department store like Sears or JCPenney's, and you she wanted you out of her face because you were annoying and you didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
And so it was you knew you had like, I have 20 minutes where I can entertain myself and my mom doesn't want me anywhere near her. And so this place just became a magical playground for me to explore. And you're like crawling under the dresses and trying to hide and like trying to hide in between the clothes to scare people when they come by. And just like, I always remember there was like, it was fun for about 15 or 20 minutes. And then you go through all the fun and then you're bored to tears again. And you go like beg your mom to leave. But there's just like a little window where a department store to a 6-year-old is like Shangri-La.
Yeah, I remember there was one store that I actually got excited about going to. And it was just a normal clothes shop, but it had just such great hiding spots, like under all the trousers and coats and stuff.
I loved any store that had beds, and you could see how long you could get away with jumping on beds before somebody would yell at you, or see if you could jump. Like if you were lucky, you could try to jump from bed to bed, and see if you could get like 3 beds jumped before somebody comes and screams at you. Ugh, it was the best.
How many beds do you think you could jump now before somebody would come and scream at you? Do you think you can break the record to 3?
Yeah, I think that would be a great challenge for us in that mall show, Andrew's Angels or whatever.
It becomes funnier the older you get. The whole jumping on bed gang in a store.
I mean, there's problems at the moment in some places where just like 20 youths will just come in and pillage a place. I just like the idea of just the 3 of us running in.
Like, we don't want to break anything. We just want to jump on their beds and hide behind the clothes. Just want to.
Yeah, I don't. At what age does that become a problem? You can't, like, you now cannot hide in the clothes section and pop out at people. That's a real problem.
It's like at one point you're just a kid, and then there's a threshold where you become a pervert.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the child at heart defense is really difficult to sell. It's a tough one.
Yeah, the way a police officer talks to you changes like almost overnight.
I think you need to get caught bed hopping first, and that establishes your defense of child at heart. And then when the cop, they're like, "Oh, it's the bed guy." No, yeah, it's fine.
I feel like, sir, he's like, "What are you doing?" Like, sir, I'm clearly going through something here. Just like,
I love the idea of getting trespassed from under some dresses.
Nick said, "Let me have this moment. Please, just kick me out in 30 seconds. Go for the record." You don't understand. You don't understand. My friend on the internet said I have to jump 4 beds.
And why is it that is unacceptable? Is it that you're damaging the bed? Like if your shoes are off, you're not like messing it up.
I think you're just damaging the bed.
When does the threshold from testing to damaging flip?
Yeah, because you're allowed to like flump onto a bed, just like flop back onto it.
Yeah.
Because you want to test.
That's not what they're used for.
Like buying a mattress.
Yeah, you go test a mattress out.
Yeah, but you don't. I don't like jump. There's an extreme in jumping on a bed to like any other use for that bed.
I want to test 2 things when I'm buying a mattress. I want to test its liability and its flumpability. Like I want to flop down onto it.
If let's say I buy like a controller, I'm not going to drop it to the floor to test it. Like I don't need to.
I'm not throwing the bed out a window. I'm just.
No, but you're jumping on it. You're putting a lot of force into that bed.
That's the kind of force I'm going to be using it with.
You use that type of force in the bed. First of all, you're a tuck-in guy.
Onto your
You're a tuck. You're a tuck-in guy. You're telling me you use a lot of force. There's something delicate about a tuck-in.
I don't tuck myself in.
Whoa, what?
I just wanted to tuck you in.
How do you tuck yourself in? That's difficult. That's a tall task.
Yeah.
No, I think you have to have a ritual though. If you're going around tucking people in, you better be tucking at home.
I probably dive onto the bed to get into bed maybe 1 in 3 times.
Oh. It used to be the only way to go into bed. You don't want monsters to grab your feet when you're trying to get into the bed. You got to do the run and start, jump
That's
in.
Excellent point. That's what we would tell the security guard.
In my current setup, I can actually jump from the bathroom into the bed without touching the bedroom floor.
That's probably smart because there's glass from that Apple controller all over. You don't want to go.
Very true.
Imagine if that's how it worked. You're like, oh, I dropped a glass in my bedroom and there's glass all over the floor. Now I just have to avoid that part. Like there was no cleanup. You're just like, I just have to walk differently now.
Yeah, I can also dive from like the threshold of the door, like outside the bedroom into the bed as well. I have a very small bedroom.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if you're telling us that you had a small bedroom or you're flexing about how far you could jump. It was one of the two.
It's just a practically small bedroom.
Do you think your jumping onto a bed ability is declining? I was watching you yesterday when we were running around and doing stuff. And I think I'm starting to see the first signs of age in you.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. He's lost a step. But can you tell, like, when you jump on the bed and stuff, do you feel it?
No. What do you mean? Like I was moving old?
Yeah, you're looking a little old. You're not. Yeah, you're a little stuppier than you were. You're a little shufflier. You're not. I'll be honest. You're not throwing shit as far as you used to. I can tell. You're hitting that point.
I had the second.
You're not supposed to talk about anything. First off, you've clearly lost a step mentally. You can't keep your shit straight.
Well, I was getting insulted. I had to be defensive.
No, it's not an insult at all. I just wondered if you can tell because others can.
Let me be honest with you. I've been doing some exercise, and I had an incredibly sore lap yesterday.
Oh,
you had a sore lap?
Yeah, the quads. My lap was used.
Do you think this is where he tells us that he's been bed hopping for years, Geoff? That this is like his form of fitness. That's how he stays so bouncy.
Did you hop a little too hard the day before or something?
Yeah, very sore lap. To the point where like climbing stairs is miserable, and chasing after fruit was also a little bit painful. So I was shuffling around.
I'm right there with you, man. I've been, just trying to get a little trim and in shape for the wedding, and so I've been riding my bike every day because, as Eric pointed out, I'm not capable of any other kind of exercise. He's right. So I've been riding my bike every morning at like 6 or 7 a.m. at 20, somewhere between 22 and 30 miles, depending on the day, without taking breaks. And I am exhausted and sore 24 hours a day right now. It's like a good sore, but god damn. We were walking to HEB yesterday. I had already had a 30-mile bike ride, and we got to the bridge, and I was feeling it. And I was like, we're not even halfway to HEB yet. I'm going to tap out before we get to the fruit.
You're just going to hold the bridge down.
Yeah.
You guys keep going. I'm going to protect this. I'm going to keep this safe.
Make sure no trolls show up.
All right. Well, next time I'll see if I look as old, because maybe I wouldn't have just done a bunch of activity. Now I'm self-conscious.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll stretch next time. Maybe you'll really get into the zone. You didn't realize you were being evaluated last time.
I think that's my problem. I don't do like enough stretching afterwards.
You got to stretch.
You have to stretch.
Got to stretch.
You seem very rubbery. You seem like you'd be good at stretching. I feel like you're a very rubbery guy.
There's some flexibility there.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good point. You're rubbery in like a Jim Carrey way a little bit. Not like with the faces and stuff, but just like body in general.
Yeah.
I'll take that. That's a compliment.
It's meant as a compliment, and I guess that's why I noticed you losing a step, because, I've paid so much attention to you and your Jim Carrey-ness over the years.
There's a whippiness in his limbs, I'd say, when doing a physical act.
Have you been analyzing my limbs, Andrew?
No, it's just I've seen you throw something, and it's something I remembered.
What'd I throw?
You were throwing balls at the arcade. That time we went to the arcade, that didn't happen.
My favorite Gavin is, you can tell when he's my favorite physical Gavin is, you can tell when he's about to try to tackle you. He gets this little like grin on his face, and then he stoops over a bit and gets a little hunchy, and he starts to lean into you a little bit to like push on you. And
that's when using like the top of my eye sockets.
Yeah, that's when I know he's about to bounce off of me. And then roll around on the ground for a second. I love that, Gavin.
I've never been able to take you by surprise. Like, even if I completely hit you in the back, you don't go down and I bounce off.
Yeah, I'm Gavin proof.
Do we put out all the videos where I would just mess with you while we were at work in the Congress office?
I don't know. Whatever.
Like, there was one where I tried to like jizz on you with hand sanitizer every day. There was one where I spent all day trying to smash a cupcake into your mouth.
And you used to just run and try to tackle me in the chair all the time.
Yeah, shall I make a little compilation of all those?
Yeah, why not?
And this is all a game where it was like we had that game where whoever was falling asleep first got slapped.
Yeah,
and then I feel like all of our messing with each other was like pre-stated that it was okay.
Yeah, and, it was like agreed upon ahead of time.
Yeah, Which is why a lot of the time when I'm diving onto the top of your head while you're trying to do work in your chair, I don't know why you look so annoyed.
Because you're trying to compress my spine while I'm working. I handle it though.
There was one where I jumped on like over your shoulder while you're at your desk, and I sort of slipped over into your lap, and you just used your knee to kick my head into the underneath of your desk over and over again. Like that's how it always went for me. I always started it, and I always hit my head 9 times on the underneath of a desk.
That's when we were young, but that was before we lost the step.
Yeah. I was probably 21.
I was probably 22, 23.
When was the last time you'd say you tried to jizz on Geoff, Gavin, using your vernacular?
Yeah, but maybe a decade and a half.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Wow. Sounds like you're due for a jizzing. That's what I'm hearing. It's been too long.
He's all backed up. Oh, man.
Can I do it to you as well, Andrew? Can I attack you? If I tell you
of course. Of course. I'd love it.
How do you think that would go for me?
I don't think well for either of us. To be honest.
I envision you just catching me with one hand somehow by the neck.
Oh, that's aggressive. I don't think that would. Maybe I'd grab you and then we'd both go down together. The ankle would fall. I
was about to say, I think no matter what happens, if Gavin tackles Andrew, only 3 ankles are getting up.
Oh yeah, for sure. It would be. We would look like I don't know. In my head, you tackling me, it results in like the cheese lady falling down the hill. Is the type of impact is what we're looking at.
I'm just imagining me tackling you, and then it's just your feet and shoes remain, and just like somehow it's everything else snaps off
like a poof of air. It's just 2 shoes rocking. It's like the license plate in Back to the Future.
Did you see Fast X, Gavin, with 40X?
I haven't yet. I tried to arrange a little face screening, but everyone was busy.
Yeah, one day, and then you never tried again.
I mean, trying once, that's a lot for me.
And it wasn't even that no one was available, it was that there weren't tickets available on that day. And then I haven't heard anything else since that moment.
Well, I was trying to make Eric do it, firstly, and also I think Nick couldn't because of something. I blame Nick.
Okay, let's probably definitely.
Yeah, potty training.
Oh, that's right. You were potty training. How'd that go?
Is that an all-day thing?
It's an all-weekend thing, and it didn't go very well at all. He decided once the diaper was off, he'd rather just hold it until it hurt than to go. So we're back to diapers.
Oh,
we're having fun.
So what you're saying is if you had gone, nothing would have changed.
Ah, shit.
I could... It's probably way too late in the game to attempt something like this, Nick, but when I was going through potty training, I did do this. Apparently, if you potty train in cloth diapers, which is annoying because you got to deal with cloth diapers, but they will potty train a lot faster because it's a little less comfortable, and it encourages them to learn faster. I used to have a service, like a diaper service, where I would you had like a little trash can that was sealed, and you would drop the dirty diapers in. The cloth ones, and then put it on the front porch, and then they would pick it up and drop off new diapers. And yeah, it was cool.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Fancy.
It's a whole thing.
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, that's how Millie was potty trained.
Is it expensive, like per shit pickup?
Yeah, it's about the same as buying diapers, which are crazy expensive.
Yep.
But you don't fill a landfill with your kids' piss and shit, which is
If that doesn't work, another tip you could try, I've heard, I don't know if this works for everyone, but just maybe like book a flight with a potty and make sure there's a famous film director on the flight, and they will use that potty no problem. They'll fill it up, what I hear. So you got a few things you can do. You got a few approaches. Hopefully at least one of them works.
Hope something helps, Nick.
And you might, if you show up early, you can defer your flight. You could actually make money doing this. This could be a business venture for you.
Yeah. You could piss on a different director.
You could try to see how many directors your kid could piss on off the cost of one ticket.
I'd like to point out there's still absolutely no evidence that Edgar Wright had any urine on his head, so We might be in the
Yeah,
clear.
there's no evidence that he didn't either, is there?
Well,
that's true.
Yeah.
Schrodinger's piss or whatever.
Schrodinger's piss.
I'd be so happy. I'm waiting for him to promote like a movie or something and up on a late night show and tell the story because it feels like a late night story.
It does.
Why do you want that to have happened to him?
Because it had happened to him. It's not what I want or didn't want to happen. This is an act that happened to him, so I'm just hoping to hear it
but
in a
I'm
different
sat here
form.
hoping to God that it didn't happen.
Well, it did. You're just in denial. That's the difference. It absolutely.
The best
happened.
thing you can hope for, Gavin, is that he has a sense of humor about it, and he turns it into a humorous anecdote to James Corden or somebody.
Yeah. Gavin, that whole flight was in the splash zone. You can deny it, but it's true.
Piss splash. Edgar Wright's taking a bath in Gavin's nephew's piss.
Jesus.
Let me ask you guys a question. I just looked at the time and how long we've been going for. What did we talk about for the last hour? I couldn't tell you. I'm still waiting for the podcast to start.
This one was just a nice chat.
Yeah. I didn't even look at my notes.
I brought my clip. That was the only note I used, I think.
I had my life hack.
Oh,
you want to talk about Jeeps, Geoff? You're going to talk about Jeeps last episode.
You know, that's interesting. I have a life hack, now that you mention it, and I have that Jeep thing. Neither as much. Let me start with my life hack. So if you have here's a life hack for you. If you have a toilet roll holder that's screwed into your wall, right? Anchored into your wall, and over time it starts to loosen up a little bit, and no amount of tightening it tightens it, and then you realize at some point the anchors are going to give and it's going to come out of the wall. The best thing you can do is just to leave it for 3 or 4 months, because it will frustrate your fiance and make her annoyed that anytime she touches the toilet roll holder, it falls further out of the wall. Then the toilet roll will fall on the ground and then roll away from you, and then you have to comedically try to. You're sitting on the toilet dumping, you got to comedically try to like recover all the toilet paper. Happens lots. If eventually you are faced with the reality of having to fix that problem, you might be tempted to take it out of the wall and then spackle the holes and then sand and then maybe spackle a little bit more and then sand and then paint and then find a different spot with a little more integrity to stick the toilet roll holder back on the wall. What I would recommend you do is just look at the size of those holes that you just made when you pulled it out of the wall and go, let me just find an anchor that fits those holes and do that. And it takes 2 seconds and you save yourself all kinds of work, because that's what I just did. I just secured the toilet roll holder to my wall with the biggest anchors you've ever seen. Like you could pull a safe out of a bank easier than you could pull this toilet roll off of this wall now. And it was so much easier than going through all those other steps. So that's my life.
Why have I never thought to do that? That's great.
I was just looking at him, and I was like making the list to go to Lowe's to buy all the shit I was going to need, because I couldn't find any of it, even though I've bought it 50 times before. And I was just looking at it, and I was like, those holes are round. They're just like holes. And then I thought, I could just put something big. It wasn't like it ripped part of the wall out or anything. It's like they're clean holes. They're just huge.
Isn't a hole by default typically round?
Is a hole round by default? I wouldn't think
No, because dead people go in and not a round hole.
Yeah. Dead people go in 6-foot holes by like 2-foot holes.
Yeah.
Probably 3 feet, but yeah.
Okay.
I don't think every hole is round.
I don't think a hole has to be round.
No.
Anyway,
not.
if they wouldn't have been round, it wouldn't have worked. But because they were round holes, then I was like, it just struck me all at once. I just put something bigger in the hole. And it's fucking, so there you go. There's your life hack. Put something bigger in the hole.
Maybe every time you buy those little rule plugs, that they should just they should ship like a spare set of bigger sizes for when you mess up the first time.
They really should.
That's great.
I have such a bad track record with those things. Okay, the Jeep thing I was going to say. This is real brief too, but I've been riding my bike every morning somewhere between like 6 to 8, but 2 hours, so 6 to 8 or 7 to 9 depending on the day. And I'm seeing a different Austin. I'm seeing an Austin that wakes up, not that I don't get up early anyway, because when school's in session, I have to take Millie to school in the morning and stuff. So I'm up, but I'm not out in the world at like 6 or 7 usually. And I discovered that this is an interesting factoid that I've learned. The only people who are out and about in Austin at 7 a.m. who are parking their cars in a parking lot at a park or near the lake or by a hike and bike trail or whatever, they exclusively drive Toyota 4Runners and Jeeps. Those are the only cars you will see in a parking lot at 7 a.m. in Austin near nature is a Toyota 4Runner or a Jeep. I didn't realize how many Toyota 4Runners there were in the world until I started riding my bike at 7 a.m. It is insane. The only people that hang out at 7 a.m. drive one of those two vehicles, guaranteed.
It would be interesting to do a survey of like what time. It's like, you know, when we play like GTA 3 or something, there was only enough memory for like when you see one car, then you just start seeing a ton of that car because
Exactly. Like at some point there's a changeover because I ride my bike in the afternoon. Like I ride my bike at 2 in the afternoon. It's not 4Runners and Jeeps. The 4Runners and the Jeeps, they leave. They're morning people. So I wonder at what time it's like 10 o'clock is the shift change, and then the Subaru Outbacks or whatever start coming. You know? And then it's like the Hyundai Sonatas and the Ioniqs all show up. But like it's just so fucking weird that it's only those cars in the morning, and then at some point they all fuck off. And then
I think you should get out there one day, a little clipboard on the handlebars, and you survey it at about 7 a.m. and then you go out again at 7 p.m. and see the difference.
That's a great idea. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I will 100% do that. I'll pick one parking lot, and that'll be my survey parking lot, and I'll do that.
And all the people in Jeeps every morning are like, there's always this prick on a bike.
Why it just keeps writing down my license plate?
Every park I go to, there's one weird guy taking a survey with a bike. It's so strange.
Stay away from the survey guy. He's out here every day at 7 p.m.
If you show up at like lunch, that's when the skateboarders show up. It's this whole arc. It's very weird. I don't know what's going on with those people.
Do you need someone's permission to count them?
No. Okay. But it just got me to thinking though, like, are there times of the day when certain vehicles are more prevalent than other times of the day? And I guess there are.
Yeah,
right?
Because you get all like the mum like school run vehicles.
Yeah, like all the minivans would be at a certain time. They 3:30 or whenever you pick up kids from school. Anyway, that was an observation.
Oh,
the other
interesting.
It struck me as odd, and I have one more that is piggybacking off of that. And I've just been noticing this because, like I've said, I'm back out in the streets. I'm riding my bike every day, like I was a couple of years ago. I'm among the people, and I said this is just a PSA to anybody in the world who walks around a major metropolitan area, be it for fitness, maybe you're jogging, maybe you're walking your dog, maybe you're pushing your kid in a stroller down the path, maybe you're whatever it is. If you are going around town and doing that with headphones on, you've almost died 7 times and you have no idea. I have seen so many people almost die because they're listening to headphones and not paying attention, and avert tragedy because somebody else saw them first and didn't run them over or back into them or plow into them, and they just keep walking without a care in the world because they don't hear anything because they're blasting 50 Cent or whatever, and they just have no idea because the Carpenters are playing that they almost just got creamed by a utility truck. It happens at least 3 or 4 times a day. I almost got hit in the bike lane by a fucking car 2 days ago who was driving in the partitioned bike lane at me. And I was like, it was a weird standoff where I was like, I have the right of way here, right? I look down and there's a picture of a fucking bicycle on the ground and an arrow pointing that way. And this guy, and I was just like, fuck it. If he's going to have to run me over because he's in my place. I'm not doing this. And he was in a Maserati, and I guess he didn't want to mess his car up, so he turned at the last minute and got back on the real road. But he had to hit a partition, like, you know those tall like plastic partitions that kind of flop. He had to clip one of those to get around me.
They usually like what separates like a carpool lane and stuff.
Yeah, they separate like the bike lane from the rest of the street. Anyway,
interesting. I wonder which song people have been run over by the most. Wait,
that's
what?
it. That's it.
Been listening to. You know what I mean? That didn't make sense. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I totally know what you mean.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's shocking. And some of the songs you wouldn't expect. It's difficult. You would not believe the shoe size on Bohemian Rhapsody. You do not want to get trampled on by that song.
Blue suede shoes.
Blue suede shoes. Yeah, that's a good one. Another one bites the dust.
I did. Oh God, that would be a great one. There's all those like new transparency modes now on headphones that have noise cancelling, so you can hear through them.
That's what I do. I use when I ride, so I can be super safe. Oh, Nick says we have to stop.
Oh, okay.
Man, I gotta say, the show's been like flying by lately. Like we've just been really jamming. This may have been the fastest hour of my life today.
Yeah, it's
was
insane how that works.
Yeah.
It's like we just sat down. I can't believe. Like when I looked up at the clock a second ago and I initiated that thing where I said like, oh, I can't believe it's been 50 minutes. What did we talk about? I thought I was going to look at it and it was going to say we were like 24 minutes in. And I was like, all right, now we should start transitioning into some bigger stuff or some bits. And I was so surprised that that time just melted away.
It did.
I saw some comments about episode 100. I think it was 158.
Okay.
The one where you introduce yourself as Porterhouse. A lot of people saying that's a great one to get people in on. I tried to re-listen to that, imagining I'd never heard that before. Awful. Absolutely horrendous. At no point do we like say our real names. We introduce ourselves as like one set of nicknames and then we start talking about another set of nicknames. I can't imagine. Maybe they're right. Maybe that is a great one because it's very funny, but I feel like you have to have external context about what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, we're deep into our nickname era right now, our moniker era, if you will. And I imagine that's got to be confusing because I think it's identity challenging constantly.
Including this one, you've introduced me as a different name the last 4 episodes.
Dude, thanks for noticing. I've been making a special attempt at calling you some different variation of your name every time. I wrote Whoop Scoop down.
Whoop Scoop might be my favorite. I like Whoop Scoop.
Yeah, I've been Whoop Scoop. I've been Whoop Scoop, Ram Jam, not to be confused with Ram Scoop and Whoop Tone. And that's just the last 4.
And you've been Stuart, and you've been what was the other one? Errol.
Errol,
yeah. My name's Gavin, by the way.
There you go. If you were wondering, an hour and 5 minutes in, his name's Gavin. Everybody.
what a disappointment to learn all the possible variations, and you went with Gavin of all the names. It's the least fun. There's so many better options on the field.
Oh dear.
Can you imagine having Whoop Scoop on your birth certificate?
Oh, that'd be great.
Maybe that's what I'll call the ice cream gloves the Whoop Scoops.
The Whoop Scoops. That's great.
That's brilliant. It's so fucking smart.
I'm gonna make them after this. I'm gonna get in the lab straight after we finish filming.
Now, is your lab next to your bed?
My lab is actually the dining room table at the moment.
Oh, that's a good lab.
That's my lab too. Yeah,
it's a great lab.
And I think as it's similar to most dining room tables in that it's something I've rarely eaten at, but it's completely caked with junk. So that is the lab area.
Mm-hmm.
How funny would it be if your dining room table was also my lab? And sometimes you would just come downstairs to mix to get a drink or a snack, and I'm sitting at your table like, don't talk to me now, I'm in the lab.
Isn't that what it was like when we lived together sometimes?
Yeah, pretty much. I guess so.
Don't talk to me. I'm conducting car surveys. Give me a minute. Tracking Subarus. You think the paint color matters? Yeah, I'm just trying to like walk out of the kitchen.
I'm just getting cereal. Shut up.
Andrew would be like, don't talk to me. I'm listening to every state song.
Oh, I've started the anthems. I started world anthems. I'm in the bees. I'm almost done with bees. I'm going alphabetical.
How?
Wow.
Any standouts so far?
Barbados is disappointing. Didn't like Barbados.
How's Bolivia? How's Belarus?
I feel like Belarus. I need to have the list because it is kind of tricky where
Bulgaria.
a lot of them feel the same. So it's like you create lines. So there's an Afghanistan line. Afghanistan, pretty good one. Not the best, but good so far.
Are you going to average at 1 letter per week?
I'm trying to do multiples in a night, but yeah, at least a letter per week. How many?
Excellent.
Yeah, it's gonna take. I don't want it to take that long.
We're playing games tonight.
We're playing games.
Oh,
back on.
What are you guys gonna play?
I think Halo.
Keeping it classic.
A little bit of Halo. Yeah.
I hope you guys
gonna
squash
join?
the beef. Am I gonna join what?
All right.
Am I gonna join you guys playing Halo?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't invited.
Huh.
I mean, what time are you gonna play? Am I invited?
Always.
Well, I'm just finding out about it now. What time? When are you gonna play?
Actually, Andrew went really quiet. Andrew, is he?
What? No, absolutely. It's 6.
Yeah.
Andrew just said no. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
Eight
not at
Central.
all. Not at all.
he said no a bunch. He's saying
No,
it over and over
I
again.
didn't say
He's
anything.
killing me.
I didn't say anything. This is what honestly, what happened? I looked and I noticed I still have Tiger Balm on my desk and I panicked. I was like, why is this still here? I need to get rid of this.
Here's what would happen if I played video games with y'all. I would just try to do. I would be stuck in podcast mode the whole time, and then it would just turn into a whole thing. And you guys would probably have more fun if you were just the two.
I mean, you could use your AirPods though.
I could.
He could. It would really annoy Eric because then we'd want to make another video game thing, and that would come back, and then he doesn't want that.
He does not want that. And we've talked about it at length off camera, and he has some pretty solid reasons for it.
We even touched on it in Sausage Talk 3.
I think that's why it's coming up. Yeah, I enjoyed that sausage talk yesterday, but I hope it's not too dry.
It was the driest, but I think that was intentional.
Yeah,
we were really getting into behind the scenes.
The line between sausage talk and sausage talk is pretty. If you get my drift, it's pretty thin, and so
yeah. Well, and also sausages can be different levels of dryness. There's different moist levels. Sometimes
that's
you get
true.
dry sausage.
Sometimes
That's
you
true.
get a sausage that's in a casing that you're supposed to break
Yeah.
out of the casing into tiny little and then fry it that way. Or you could just buy sausage that's already out of the casing. I don't know why they make you do the extra. Anyway,
Yeah, it was crumbly sausage.
it was a whole thing. Thanks for listening to the Face podcast. Be on the lookout for Blindside just already hit. We blindsided you with it. You didn't see it coming. And now here we are talking about it again, even though it already came out. Be on the lookout for us chucking fruit in a 100-degree parking lot for some reason on concrete where it gets extra hot. Be on the lookout for my nose flaps and how they react to surströmming. Be on the lookout for a really dry round of sausage. And pretty soon we're going to eat some potato chips. Thanks for listening. And if you would be so kind, maybe tell somebody about this little podcast and how much fun they would have listening to it. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Or we'll hear you next time. Or we won't hear shit. You'll hear us next time.
Geoff will survey if you were here or not for next time.
At 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. I need to know when you listen to this podcast.
Hey guys, Major League fan Jack here with a look at next week's episode of Face. No one likes Clamato. Just don't do the thing. Stories from medieval times. The horse made its feelings known. Why is the PlayStation 5 so big? And once again, Andrew does not eat the pencil. All that and more on next week's episode of Face.
Man, I just finished with Millie one of the worst television shows ever made.
Oh, what was it?
Oh, which one?
Manifest. We watched the entire series. That is a dog shit show.
Was that the one where they disappear?
Yeah, they're in a plane, and then the plane disappears, and then it lands 5 years later, and everybody thinks they're dead.
I feel like that show's been made 8 times.
Yeah, well, it didn't need to be made a 9th, but it was, and we watched every episode of it.
Have you watched From?
No, what's that?
From is Lost with vampires.
Ooh.
And it feels like it will be Lost with vampires all the way through.
What's it
Has
on?
the guy I don't know what it's on. That's a great question. It's I think on like a B network and then it switched networks, but it has the guy from Michael on it from Lost.
Oh,
And it has like one of the directors of Lost did a bunch of the episodes. It's about a town that like vampires come out at night and try to eat you, and you can't escape the town. And it's like people get stuck there. Imagine all of like the logic and reasoning for why they can't leave the island, but applied to a small American town with vampires.
I was gonna say it sounds kind of like that movie 30 Days of Night.
Sort of, yeah,
That's like
but
a
like
combo
not
of
in
the
a sense of like, oh my god, we all end up stuck here and we can't leave this place, and we all were in different parts of America for how we got here. Type
Dude,
thing.
I looked it up. I don't know how you found this show. Season 1 is on Epix, and season 2 is on MGM Plus, which I didn't even know was a thing.
Yeah, that's why when you asked, it's like I don't know. I saw a TikTok of it, and then I found it online. Like, that's interesting. I like vamp like a creepy show with intrigue. That's fascinating, but it feels like they're gonna drop the ball in explaining any of this stuff. But they're real good at intrigue. A lot of mystery.
Why do they have to drop all the balls? Why can't they ever deliver a ball?
It's all the balls constantly are getting dropped.
It's so fucking hard to juggle. Apparently,
I blame.
Hey, why were you into juggling for a while there?
No, I thought I don't know anyone who juggles. I don't think I know anyone who juggles, and I thought of all the people I'm friends with, Geoff is the most likely, I think, to have this skill. And if you didn't have it, then I didn't think I knew any jugglers, and that was sad to me. Which then
I'm glad I didn't disappoint.
It then turned into Gavin and I had a fight about if you know how to juggle, does that make you a juggler, or is there further qualification needed? Like, do you need to get paid for it?
I think there's further qualification needed. It's like saying if you know how to sing, does that make you a singer?
I think that does. I think
No, I'm not a singer.
No, but like there's a level. If you can sing well, I think you become a singer. I don't think you don't need a platinum.
Yeah, but it's not like if you have a driver's license, it doesn't make you a race car driver.
That's true. Yeah, I was thinking in my head of like, I know how to ride a bike. I'm not a cyclist, but
yeah.
I think the skill itself is almost like the barrier of entry, because just not juggling is catching, playing catch. That's like baseline juggling in my head. I'm real good at catching.
I'm a level up from catching for sure, but not
absolutely. So I don't know. I think there's an argument that you can make that a juggler is just knowing the base skill.
What if you could only be one thing? Like you could kind of like in a video game when you unlock a title and you can change your title. You know?
Okay.
Like that's a big thing in Gears of War. I could, change your title to like the Unvanquished or whatever, or like the Goblin Killer. What if you could have at all times one title, but you could only assume one title? So it's like if you pick juggler, that's who you are. But if you wanted to get into cooking or whatever, you'd have to relinquish juggler to then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what if we could all assign ourselves one title, and that was our title, but we were stuck with it, and unless we had to go through some sort of a process to remove it, and then to pick a new one. But then you have to abandon those skills. Like you have to like empty your skill tree.
Yeah, it's like when you make like a character in like a Fallout game or something, you get a sub skill. Like you want a military.
Yeah, you got to refund points.
Okay.
And respend them in a.
Do I only get one skill? Is that the thing? And I have to pick which one?
Most people don't even get one. So if you have a skill, I would.
Well, it's like you just set up a really fun game and then told me I don't get any pieces and I can't play it. So I don't know where you want me to go with this.
No, that was a funny indictment on other people, not on you.
Oh, I thought we were playing a game of what skill we would pick and what would.
Yeah, we are, but I'm saying most people.
I was just told I don't got no pieces. I'd love to have one.
No, you've got all the pieces.
Oh, wow.
You've got so many pieces. You can just only
as long as they're not balls, because I will drop all of those.
Okay, well, you're definitely not a juggler. Well, don't.
We established that. That's how we started this.
Yeah, don't pick that title. You take that.
I don't think I could ever juggle. I think if I trained for 6 months, I still wouldn't be able to juggle. I just don't think I got that in me.
I mean, maybe it could be that thing where you just
still
like you.
Is this?
I mean, I didn't learn how to juggle. I just knew how to juggle one day.
I just realized.
No, I'm not even.
Craig, yeah, but Craig is still in here, so this is like a weird.
Just in case.
How should we just throw this on for the back of the episode? Like we fade out?
Like a post pleasantries
or
something?
Yeah. Why don't we fade out and then we go to this? Bye.
All right. Bye.
I really wish I didn't leave to take a shit in the middle of that. If you wonder why I was... God damn it. The one time I didn't stick around.
That was a really fast shit.
I was
wash your hands?
Yeah.
Were you just like listening in your headphones the whole time? Yeah. Like, oh no, they're still talking and you're just trying to squeeze your shit out.
We know where Gavin put his skill point. That's clear.
God damn it.